There is a language that predates words, a tongue spoken in the grain of a fallen oak, the knot of a pine, and the rich, dark swirl of aged walnut. It is the language of wood. To bring a piece of it into your home is not merely an act of decoration. It is an invitation to nature itself, a whisper of the forest floor and the open sky. In an age of mass-produced plastics and cold metals, unique wooden decorative pieces stand as anchors of authenticity, grounding our spaces in warmth, history, and texture. But the world of wooden decor extends far beyond the standard, dust-collecting sailing ship or a generic carved bear. It is a vast and versatile landscape, ranging from the ruggedly rustic to the sleekly modern. This narrative will guide you through that landscape, exploring the myriad ways you can use this timeless material to transform your house into a home that breathes. There is a language that predates words, a tongue spoken in the grain of a fallen oak, the knot of a pine, and the rich, dark swirl of aged walnut. It is the language of wood. To bring a piece of it into your home is not merely an act of decoration. It is an invitation to nature itself, a whisper of the forest floor and the open sky. In an age of mass-produced plastics and cold metals, unique wooden decorative pieces stand as anchors of authenticity, grounding our spaces in warmth, history, and texture. But the world of wooden decor extends far beyond the standard, dust-collecting sailing ship or a generic carved bear. It is a vast and versatile landscape, ranging from the ruggedly rustic to the sleekly modern. This narrative will guide you through that landscape, exploring the myriad ways you can use this timeless material to transform your house into a home that breathes. Before we delve into specific ideas, it is essential to understand why wood holds such a powerful allure. Unlike a perfect, man-made surface, wood is inherently imperfect, and it is those imperfections that make it beautiful. Each piece tells a story. A knot is a memory of a branch that once reached for the sun. A dramatic grain pattern is the result of a tree's struggle and triumph through seasons of drought and plenty. A tiny wormhole is a signature from another creature that once shared its habitat. When you choose a unique wooden piece, you are not just selecting an object, you are curating a piece of natural history. This philosophy is the bedrock of all great wooden decor, encouraging us to look for the character in the material, whether it is the live edge that follows the natural contour of the tree, the spalting that creates intricate ink-like lines, or the burl that swirls with chaotic, mesmerizing patterns. It is a movement away from the sterile and toward the soulful. Perhaps the most significant trend in wooden decor over the last decade has been the celebration of the live edge. This style refuses to tame nature, instead highlighting the original, untamed outline of the tree. Imagine a console table placed against the wall in your entryway, a solid slab of black walnut, 5 feet long and 2 feet deep. The two long sides are smoothly finished, but the front and back edges are left completely natural, with the bark removed but the organic, wavy line of the tree's exterior preserved. On this table sits a simple ceramic vase with a single dried branch. The contrast is breathtaking, as the straight lines of the wall and floor meet the wild, organic curve of the wood, creating a dynamic tension that is both calming and invigorating. This concept can be scaled down, too. A live-edge shelf mounted on a blank wall becomes a simple, powerful statement, with the shelf itself serving as the art while the objects on it become the supporting cast. Even smaller are live-edge coasters or cheese boards, functional pieces that are also tiny, tactile sculptures, allowing your fingers to trace the original line of the tree. While live-edge pieces celebrate the length of the tree, crosscuts, often called wood cookies, celebrate its width. A large, perfectly sanded cross-section of a tree reveals the universe in miniature, with concentric rings marking the years, subtle color shifts from heartwood to sapwood, and tiny medullary rays radiating outwards like stars. A massive wood cookie, treated and finished to a smooth, satin sheen, can serve as a mesmerizing centerpiece on a dining table, perhaps with a large glass cloche over it, or simply left as a platter for bread and cheese. A collection of smaller cookies can be wall-mounted to create a stunning, textured gallery wall, arranged in a free-form cluster that lets their different sizes and grain patterns play off one another. Alternatively, a single, thick cookie with a beautifully cracked surface can be fitted with hairpin legs to become a unique and charming side table, with the crack often filled with vibrant turquoise epoxy resin, turning a defect into a feature. a river of color running through a forest of grain. Sometimes, wood moves beyond its functional or slab-like form to become pure sculpture, where the creativity of the artist and the unique properties of the wood meet to create a piece that exists only to be admired. Think of a standing wave sculpture crafted from laminated maple, where the artist has taken dozens of thin planks, glued them together in a stack, and then carved and sanded them until they resemble a frozen wave cresting and curling in on itself. The light plays across the multiple layers, highlighting the different grain directions and creating a sense of movement and fluidity completely at odds with the material's solidity. Or consider abstract forms made from driftwood, where the ocean has already done the work of sculpting, sandblasting the wood into smooth, ghostly shapes over years of tumbling in the surf. Collected and artfully assembled, pieces of driftwood can become a wall hanging that looks like a drawing in space, or a dramatic centerpiece that evokes the serene beauty of a windswept beach. Wood turning is an ancient craft experiencing a vibrant renaissance, allowing for the creation of objects of perfect symmetry and incredible finesse. Today's turned pieces are studies in form, texture, and contrast. Imagine a bowl turned from a single piece of spalted maple, with the outside left with visible tool marks that invite touch, while the inside is sanded to a buttery smooth finish, revealing the intricate black lines of the spalting weaving through the pale wood. Vases are another spectacular application of turning, with shapes that can be tall and slender, elegant and minimalist, or round and full like modern pottery, the wood grain wrapping around the form to create a continuous, flowing pattern that no painted surface could ever replicate. These pieces do not need flowers, they are the flowers. Smaller turned objects like peppermills or simple spinning tops bring this artisanal touch to everyday life, transforming mundane moments into opportunities for tactile pleasure. Some of the most compelling wooden decor blurs the line between art and utility entirely, performing a job with such grace and originality that they become focal points. Take the humble coat rack, reimagined as a floor-to-ceiling slab of reclaimed oak with hand-forged iron hooks protruding at various heights, their black metal a stark contrast to the warm wood that still bears nail holes and stains from its previous life as part of a barn. This isn't just a place to hang your coat. It is a sentinel in your hallway, a piece of history with a purpose. Lighting is another realm where wood shines, whether it is a chandelier made from a single large burl with LED strips set into rooted channels, casting a warm, indirect glow that accentuates the wild grain, or a floor lamp featuring a tall, slender finial of turned walnut topped with a simple linen shade, the light illuminating the wood from below and making it glow from within. One of the most exciting developments in contemporary wood art is the marriage of wood with resin, allowing artists to take the natural beauty of wood, including its imperfections, and accentuate it with jewel-like rivers of color. Imagine a dining table built from two large, live-edge slabs of black walnut, with a gap of several inches between them filled with deep, sapphire blue epoxy resin. The result looks like a river flowing between two forested banks, the translucent quality of the resin allowing you to see into its depths, and creating a stunning visual effect that is both modern and organic. This technique extends to smaller items like jewelry and wall art, where a piece of spalted wood with a natural void or crack can be filled with clear or pigmented resin, preserving the wood's character while making it whole and beautiful. A river of glittering gold or a deep ocean blue running through a piece of wood turns a flaw into the very reason for the piece's existence, a beautiful metaphor for finding strength and beauty in broken places. Not all wooden decor comes from solid slabs or turned blocks. As one of the oldest and most tactile forms of wooden art, basketry, has been elevated to new heights by contemporary artists. Using thin, flexible wood veneers, they create sculptural vessels with a structural, almost architectural feel, like strips of walnut and maple woven together to form a bowl that is rigid yet lightweight, its surface a complex checkerboard of light and dark. These pieces can be displayed on their own, their intricate construction and interplay of colors making them fascinating focal points. On a larger scale, a room divider or large wall panel made from woven wood, with thin, flat strips of pale ash woven in a simple over-under pattern, creates a semi-transparent screen that filters light and casts beautiful, shifting shadows across the room, bringing texture and warmth without overwhelming the space. There is a soulfulness to wood that has lived another life, and reclaimed wood carries with it the stories of its past, the hand-hewn marks of a pioneer, the rusty square of a long-gone nail, the faded paint from a barn door. Using reclaimed wood in your decor is an act of sustainable storytelling. A single, massive beam salvaged from a decommissioned factory can be cleaned lightly and used as a mantelpiece. Its surface a palimpsest of history with circular saw marks, bolt holes, and 100 years of patina, grounding the modern fireplace in a tangible sense of the past. On a smaller scale, look for boxes or frames made from reclaimed timber, like an old apple crate with its original stenciled lettering still faintly visible, making a charming and functional shelf for spices, or a picture frame crafted from floorboards of a 19th century schoolhouse, carrying a quiet, profound energy that connects you to the lives and labors of those who came before. Ultimately, building a collection of unique wooden decorative pieces is a deeply personal journey, about developing an eye for the exceptional grain pattern that stops you in your tracks, the sculptural form that feels alive, or the object whose history you can almost feel when you hold it. Start small, perhaps with a hand-carved spoon from a local artisan, its bowl smooth from use and its handle a perfect fit for your grip. Then maybe you find a piece of petrified wood, its organic form turned to stone over millions of years, a connection to a deeper, more geological time. Gradually, you might add a live-edge shelf, then a turned bowl, then a statement sculpture. Each piece you choose becomes a conversation starter, a testament to your appreciation for craft and nature, bringing a warmth to your home that no central heating can replicate, a texture that softens the hard lines of modern life, and a unique beauty that can never be duplicated. In a world of copies, your collection of wooden decor becomes an original story, your story, written in the language of the grain. Curating a collection of unique wooden decorative pieces is a deeply personal journey. It is about developing an eye for the exceptional, for the particular grain pattern that stops you in your tracks, for the sculptural form that feels alive, for the object whose history you can almost feel when you hold it. Start small. Perhaps it's a hand-carved spoon from a local artisan, its bowl smooth from use and its handle a perfect fit for your grip. Then, maybe you find a piece of petrified wood, its organic form turned to stone over millions of years, a connection to a deeper, more geological time. Gradually, you might add a live-edge shelf, then a turned bowl, then a statement sculpture. Each piece you choose becomes a conversation starter, a testament to your appreciation for craft and nature. They bring a warmth to your home that no central heating can replicate, a texture that softens the hard lines of modern life, and a unique beauty that can never be duplicated. In a world of copies, your collection of wooden decor becomes an original story, your story, written in the language of the grain.